Most people are living in a financial house with no foundation. They just keep stacking money on sound and wondering why nothing stands. Welcome to Minted Knowledge, your hub for financial knowledge. I'm your host, Tim Lane, and this is where the confused will become confident and where every episode will be another stone in your foundation. So get your writing material, pay rapt attention. The class is in session. There are three specific statements about money that I grew up hearing. They weren't even said by my immediate family. They were just something I hear around in the neighborhood. But inadvertently, they created a massive footprint on my own personal money scripts. Remember, money script does not just come from your family. They can also come from your community. This is the first statement. Money is the root of all evil. The second statement says, rich people are cheats. While the third one says, don't show what you have or people will take it. I believe you might be familiar with all those three statements or any one of them too. Let's look at the first one. Money is the root of all evil. The problem with this is people often misquote this line because the actual line says that the love of money is the root of all evil. But what the misquote does in practice is that it creates a vague moral discomfort around wanting wealth. You subconsciously feel that if money itself is evil, then staying away from money keeps you holy. The second lie says that rich people are cheats. And what this teaches you is that to be successful, you must compromise your morals. Therefore, staying poor feels virtuous. It creates an artificial ceiling on your capacity for success. The third lie says, don't show what you have. And what this teaches you is that it breeds a sense of paranoia and secrecy that makes financial planning feels dangerous. My goal today is simple. I want to excavate this thinking and examine the cultural layers of our money scripts and the effects it has on us. Every culture carries a dominant money narrative. And when I say money narrative, I mean a set of collective beliefs about what money means, who deserves it, and what spending it says about your character. In most African communities, money is understood communally, meaning that your success belongs to your family. And on one hand, this creates a beautiful, compassionate safety net. Because you have money, your whole family has. He has money, and therefore your whole family has. But on the other hand, it creates an invisible tax on ambition that can make individual wealth building feels dangerous or selfish. When you try to go all in and be successful on your own, to feel to the community like you're being selfish. In some Asian culture, extreme frugality is praised, and this produces an incredible saving rate, but it also creates a paralysis around spending, even when what you'll be spending on are productive assets like education or health. In Western cultures, spending is often tied directly to identity. Keeping up with appearances becomes a moral imperative, and living simply can be looked at like a failure. When you want to embrace the simple lifestyle, it can be viewed as a failure in the Western culture. Now, don't get me wrong. None of these cultural beliefs are entirely evil. Every cultural belief contains deep wisdom. But where the danger is when we absorb them completely and unconsciously, and we start treating cultural preferences as objective, unchangeable truths. When you grow up believing that you cannot say no, one of the biggest consequences you face is the concept of family financial drain. This is popularly known as black tax. It is common across African communities, South Africans, and the Black Americans. It describes a reality where the first generation of builders is financially consumed by their extended family population. In simple terms, this is basically a situation where the first generation of builders are responsible for the whole family. And research has shown that in communities where this is practiced, this same first generation high earner save at a significantly lower rate. Not because they lack financial literacy, but because cultural expectations redirect their earning before they even lay a foundation. Family obligations are real, and cultural belonging is real. But there's a fundamental difference between generosity from abundance and generosity from debts. You cannot build wealth that would make you genuinely useful to your family in the long run if you are spending every single surplus in the short run. Listen to that again. You cannot build wealth that would make you genuinely useful to your family in the long run if you are spending every single surplus in the short run. Learning to build financial boundaries, both cultural and familiar, is not selfish. It is purely strategic. And here is the mental shift I want you to practice today. You can honor your culture and still choose your own financial story. These concepts are not mutually exclusive. You can be generous and strategic. You can be communal and maintain boundaries. You can be spiritually humble and financially ambitious. One does not have to hold the other back. My goal is not to discard your heritage, because it is my own heritage too. But my goal is to make sure you read your culture critically, keeping the wisdom in it, questioning the limitations, and consciously choosing what moves you forward. Culture is your standing foundation. It should not be your prison. You were given a starting point and not a locked destination. Your task for this week is simple. Write down the cultural or religious belief about money that you grew up hearing. And for each one of them, ask yourself this question. Is this helping me build the financial life I want? Or is it functioning as a ceiling? Because like I said, not every belief is limiting. Some will be genuinely useful and rich in wisdom. But for the ones holding you back, name them. Recognize that now that you know what path you've been on, you have the power to choose a different one. Every great house starts with a decision to build something that lasts. And you just made that decision. This is Minted Knowledge. Keep building, and I'll see you in the next episode.